It's time once again for a couple of cold ones with Corey and Carlisle.
Got the Modelo this week, man.
Mm-hmm.
This is you're getting wise, man. This is the good stuff.
Especial. It's the Especial that makes it. It's not the Modelo, because you could get Modelo Negro, which is still good.
Yeah,
but this is Especial.
Well, see, I just answered someone tonight who said, "What is your favorite beer?" And I was like, we don't really have one, but I'm just not realizing I really like this beer.
Yeah, you were excited when I got it. And I was
I know.
When I bought it tonight, I was like, you know what? He's going to be what? You got Modelo again?
Man.
No, sure enough, you were like, man, I was excited. It's like, all right, I think we found our beer for a while.
I'm ready to get drunk. I want to get fucked up.
Ooh, boy.
No, it's good stuff, man. I really appreciate you thinking that way. Yeah, you consider it. So let's go ahead and get into the top five.
Already? Jeez, let's just jump into it.
Well, I don't mind jumping into
no pleasantries, no nothing, no foreplay. Just jump into it, do the deed, and get done.
Pull them panties down and let's do this, and then get your ass out of my house. Not just you. I tell that to all the girls. I'm done. Don't go in my kitchen looking for something to eat. Get out.
Several of them on the curb. It was they had all been kicked. It was really depressing.
They had their panties in their hands, walking down the street crying. Yeah. So no, I figured since we're wrapping this up in an hour every week, we'll bullshit afterwards. But we'll just go ahead and jump to the top five so we can get some time afterwards to do what we do.
To cuddle.
Yeah, there you go.
A little afterglow.
Exactly. Hey, man, the quicker we can do this, the quicker I can cuddle with you before I kick you out.
Number 5.
Damn, action-packed.
Number 5.
That one was, woo, but that exhausted me just hearing that.
Send it chills. Number 5.
Number 5 is Wanted. Wow, that movie's done well, man.
It has. You know what? It's a good film. I did enjoy it. It's not perfect, and there's people who hate the shit out of it, and I totally understand why they do, but you know what? It's a fun little movie.
Well, like I said, I thought they had a better idea with the comics, and they could have changed it around to accommodate even a rated R movie, or even a PG-13 movie. But I liked the first half, and like I always say, if people enjoyed it, whatever. I just really thought that last half was extremely dumb. The exploding rats and everything.
The last half, the first half, the entire movie was dumb.
No,
it
the
was
first
big,
half
loud,
was
and dumb.
Well, the first half was just fantasy, and I could take that. The second half, they just like fuck it, put dynamite on rats and just let them blow up all kind of shit. I was like, man, they don't even care at this point. So, but hey, movie's made $112 million so far, so good for them. Number 4 is. I jumped on you.
You just pointed at me. You're like, number 4 is like I fucking know.
No, I pointed at you because I was like, wow, I should have let you sing that or do whatever it is that you're doing this week. This action.
Number 4.
What is going on with you anyway? You just had some coffee or something? What's?
Actually, I've been drinking coffee today, and you know what? I'll blame it on It's called The Boss. I got it at Thunderbird Coffee House. It's called The Boss. It is a large 20-ounce chai latte with 3 shots of espresso in it.
They're just getting sick with this shit. They're just getting crazy. That's
they're
making formulas.
I have a special drink that I order when I'm downtown at the Hideout.
What is it?
You know what? It's because the Hideout is right next to the Paramount.
Yeah.
So when I'm down there, I get myself a cafe mocha with a triple cafe mocha with triple the normal shots of espresso. So it's got 6 shots of espresso in it.
See, this shit is getting crazy. This is like a mad scientist experimenting with shit now.
We were talking about Wanted, where the whole world kind of slows down.
Yeah, your heart is beating so fast that everything you see is in slow motion.
That's why I drink that, and I could savor every second and move at the speed of light and kick tons of ass.
I don't even drink coffee, and it's not because I got something against coffee. I just never did it. And
now
you motherfuckers are going. Somebody's chest is going to explode someday with the concoctions that you guys are making.
Oh hell yeah, absolutely. But then again, you're looking at the guy that when I was a kid, I used to take Jolt Cola and put in a scoop of Strawberry Quick and slide in some Pixie Sticks, and then I would down that.
You know what? That explains so much now.
It explains so much.
Because you don't even notice, but when you're sitting there, your eyes just blink like you are out of control. Has anybody ever told you that?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's like you're Samantha from Bewitched. It's like you're trying to make something happen.
It's not only that. My leg shakes at almost every point of the day, including. And this is when I'm not even on caffeine. This is just I was wired naturally to. I'm like Thumper from fucking Bambi, dude. It's just my leg's going. My leg does that in my sleep.
Oh, is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Like I look over sometimes, your leg is doing that.
That's right.
I feel like I should like put some spoons in your hand and like let them go up against your knees.
Spoon man, feel the rhythm in your hands.
Like, got fucking Bojangles over here. But anyway,
Jingle. Let's get to number 4.
Number 4. Yeah,
I don't know what number 4 is. I can look at the list. I told you I was at home watching a movie.
I told you do this thing every week where you
Number
sing.
4.
Okay, there you go. You got to be consistent, else I'm gonna be
I
thrown
already
off.
did it. But
Okay.
Number 4.
All right, Wally.
Duffman says number 4 is excellent.
Wally. Yeah, after 3
Wally.
weeks, I knew you were gonna do that. And
I
you,
had to.
You and Cyrus, man, you guys just
Wally.
you cannot say Wally without you guys doing that on the side, and it's fucking scares
Because
me.
Wally is fucking awesome, dude. He is the man. And did you read any of this horse shit this week where the conservatives, like the ultra conservatives, just went all nuts
Jesus.
over Wally?
What's wrong now?
Well, see, what's wrong now is that we
Goddamn
have,
cartoon robot.
we have so polarized this country that if you so much as point out that there's a problem that somebody doesn't want to believe exists, then you are the devil. See, now I
Is it the
totally-
pollution thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
because
Jesus.
because how dare they? How dare they assault consumerism and talk about ecological devastation and obesity? How dare they attack the foundations of this country? It's like dude, they're pointing out problems to kids and saying, "Hey, these are kind of problems. You might want to watch out for that." They're not telling. They don't make any solutions. They don't condemn anyone for it. If anybody gets condemned in this, it's Walmart.
It's a fucking robot, and the movie
no,
takes
no.
like 700 years into the future.
It is not just a robot. There really are these messages there, but the problem is they have a problem that there's a message, even though the message isn't definitive in any way, shape, or form. Even though it doesn't actually tell kids anything except to raise their level of consciousness about certain problems existing.
Oh no, I know what you're saying. It's these assholes out here who they're scared to face up to any kind of truth at all. And so what do? They find some sort of way to sidetrack the problem by saying, and by countering you by saying, how dare you talk about America, or how dare you throw these lies out there and scare our children. It's like, fucking wake up.
Lies
Shit.
my ass. Have you been to Walmart?
Exactly.
You know what?
Shit.
I want any conservative that has a problem with consumerism, and this is coming from a conservative, if you have a problem with consumerism, I want you to go and spend 2 hours at your nearest Walmart on Friday night between the hours of 10 and midnight.
Because not only will you see the consumerism up front, but you will see that parking lot looks like a fucking apocalypse out there when they're done.
Not only that.
All that trash out there from teenagers just hanging out.
Oh, and not only that, but, there's a saying. You know how dumb the average person is? Well, mathematically speaking, half of them are stupider than that.
Yeah,
that
part of
other
that group.
half spends their Friday nights at Walmart. And if you want to pull your hair out, to taste the cold taste of steel in your mouth as you put the gun against the roof of your mouth because you cannot stand humanity any longer, if you need that feeling, you should go to Walmart between 10 and midnight on a Friday night.
Oh yeah, no, really. You got the people out there with their cars and shit, and every morning they sweep that parking lot of all the trash, and I think there's like a teenager or two out there that they pull up in the pile. So I mean, it's fucked up. I mean, I don't understand why people have a problem with you just pointing out problems that are happening around us. Like I said, unless they're just scared. I mean, I don't even want to get into politics right now. But anyway, number 3, Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Wow, that only got the number 3.
They did number 3.
I mean, nobody expected it to do number 1, but number 3.
I thought it would be number. No. Honestly, I'm looking at this now. I actually did think Hancock would beat it, and it comes up to what I expect. It got $20 million, and that's not so bad.
I haven't seen this yet, and I talked to several people who said it was a lot of fun. Then one of my friends referred to it in a review as a big bowl of steaming dick. And
not just a steaming dick, but a bowl.
A bowl of
It's like
big
they took the
heaping bowl of steaming dick.
They took the dick and actually put it in a bowl, like
it's
and steamed
that means
it.
it's got to be served. So that shit was chopped up, and baked, sautéed, thrown a little spice on it, and served up as a big bowl of steaming dick.
Like it got cold, and they reheated it and put it back out there again. Look, man, I will tell you this from someone who has seen it, that you can look at it two ways, because I can't argue with this person. It is the dumbest thing I've seen this summer. It truly is the dumbest thing I've seen this summer. I won't even go into why, because it's a long-ass list. But I was easy on it because, first of all, they get you with the 3D, man. You got to go see it in the theater. So for us, we couldn't say anything but matinee, because if you don't watch it at home, I mean, if you do watch it at home, you're missing out, and it's going to be a bad movie. The other thing is that it's, again, one of those blockbusters for kids. You take the family to see a movie, the kids are going to have a great time. It's like when everybody jumped my shit for talking about Miley Cyrus in 3D, Hannah Montana, whatever. I did that because it's a 3D experience, and kids love that, and it was harmless. And so is this. I mean, it's dumb. Unless you think this is going to like make your kid a little dumber than they already are. And at that point, you can't help them. It's a fun movie.
They're going to spend their Friday nights at Walmart.
They're going to grow up to like be that motherfucking Walmart in the parking lot. Yeah.
Man, I remember the days when I used to play with my slide rule and get on the internet and learn stuff. And then I went to that Miley Cyrus movie, and boy, howdy did I like her.
And it was just gone. But no, man, the movie made $20 million. I did expect it to do a little bit better, but whatever.
Not this weekend.
Not
up against the Horned Menace. But let's go to number 2, which is number 2.
Hancock. It made $33 million. Not bad for a second week. And it's already up to $165 million. Man, this is after 2 weeks.
That's Will Smith, baby. The power of the Smithster.
4th of July, boy. He ain't fucking around with 4th of July. I mean, they like
not.
Happy Will Smith Day. I'm telling you, it's going to be his holiday in the future. And number 1.
Number 1 is
Hellboy 2, The Golden Army.
Hellboy 2.
Which everybody knew was going to be number 1.
Well, sure.
Yeah, it was a weekend where it had really nothing to go against except Hancock.
And it was awesome.
I don't think it was.
I know you don't, but then again, somebody touched you when you were a child and you lost your soul. And I understand that.
A big red devil touched me when I was a kid.
This movie was fucking awesome. I love the shit.
I don't think it was awesome. I think it's great. I think it's great if you're 13, and a lot of 13-year-olds have been online talking about this movie's better than sex. I'm like, okay, you're 13. That's great. That's wonderful. It's a great movie to look at. I think if you're an adult. I don't think it's a great movie story-wise, though. In fact, I'd go as far as to say this is pretty fucking stupid. But
I wouldn't say it's stupid by any stretch of the imagination, but is there a deep story? Oh, fuck no.
And here's the other thing. The movie is... I've talked to 2 people who have said, wow, man, I've never seen anything like this before. I'm like... you probably have twice. Men in Black and Men in Black 2.
No.
The beginning of that movie rips off Men in Black so much.
No. There's that scene that is a lot that definitely is evocative of Men in Black 2. I definitely got that. But to say that Men in Black, the creature design in Men in Black was just so mediocre.
I'm not even talking about
the movie design. When people say we've never seen anything like this, they're talking about things like the troll market. They're talking about the design of the elemental.
No, go watch Labyrinth. That was like the troll market.
Well, no. But that's the thing is this is very much Brian Froud taken to the next level.
But keep in mind, it's just like I've said with anything. I don't care what people think about me. I didn't think the movie was all that great, but I did have a fun time watching it. I mean, god damn it, this movie looked great. I just thought it was awesome to watch. I had no problems giving it a matinee and watching it. I had no problem with the money the movie made. For me, I thought that could have been a better written movie, and it could have been a better movie overall. But it served its purpose. People liked it. The fans who are fans of Hellboy apparently don't have a problem with it at all.
No, I love the first, but then again, the main point, what you edited out of the review, is none of you guys liked the first Hellboy.
No, and that's what I'm saying. So I'm not going to
coming into the big thing with this movie is if you didn't like Hellboy, you're not going to like Hellboy 2.
But see, I did like this movie. I'm just saying I thought it was stupid. I liked it all right. I thought it was great. A lot of fun visually. Look, I'm not going to go in here loving it because it's the same. It's almost the same tone as the first Hellboy, and I like this movie actually than the first Hellboy. I thought this was a lot of fun to watch. So I guess maybe I'm laying things out a little bit wrong because when I come in and say it's stupid, I do know I lead people to believe that, all right, he must hate the movie because he used that word stupid. But
I mean, because the thing is the way you describe it. I mean, it's like those guys who say, yeah, she's not that good looking and she's dumb as dirt, but man, she knows how to suck a dick. I mean, that's how you're describing this film. Is it's retarded, but you know what? It was a good time while I had it.
I've never been gone down on by Hellboy, but if you want to make that analogy, then yes. I look, like I said, I knew the movie was going to do well. It's a sequel. It had a built-in audience that was going to make it a success.
Yeah, and it was directed by Guillermo del Toro, who fucking rules.
I think Guillermo del Toro rules when he does stuff in Spanish. I think when he comes into America, that shit just goes out the window. Except I like Blade 2.
See, that's the thing is, when the movies he's made in America, he makes his big, loud, fun movies here. He's an intelligent guy that loves loud, fun
yeah.
movies. Now, I think you're going to have to retract that statement when The Hobbit comes out.
No, and I will, because The Hobbit is a concrete story, a very good story.
And it's got a lot of people behind it, and I think with him doing it and him telling the story with Peter Jackson overseeing it, I think that's going to be incredible, and I think that's going to be the perfect film to kind of bridge it, because he doesn't want to tell a loud, fun story there. He wants to make a serious fantasy film, and there's no better guy working in fantasy right now than Del Toro.
I don't know, Peter Jackson.
Well, Peter Jackson isn't a fantasy filmmaker. He just made, the Lord of the Rings movies.
But Guillermo del Toro, like I said, I am so much looking forward to what he does with The Hobbit. Like I said, that's one of my favorite stories. If I didn't think he was a good director or a brilliant guy, I would be all up in arms about I got that motherfucker to direct The Hobbit. What the hell are they thinking? But no, when I heard that, I was like, that's perfect. That is absolutely perfect. So I have nothing against him.
Jackson isn't doing it, Del Toro is the next guy.
You want to know the truth? I would have rather seen Guillermo del Toro direct the Lord of the Rings series, if you ask me. I just think that guy is so much more of a visionary. That's just me.
Yeah,
though.
except that back at the time, the thing is with I love Guillermo. I mean, I really love his work, but you can actually see him grow throughout his films and learn from making each film. I mean, you look at Kronos and Mimic and Blade 2 and then, Devil's Backbone, and you can watch him evolve as a storyteller and get into his groove.
Yeah. See, that's the problem. I mean, I'm able to separate a director from a body of work. I mean, and take them individually. I think his loud, dumb movies, as you say, are just that, loud and dumb. I, being a story person, don't always agree with that when you're given these huge budgets and a great idea, because I think Hellboy is a great idea. But when you put it out there with like a really flimsy story, yes, I'm personally disappointed, and it's only because I think it has potential.
It's not Hellboy 2 isn't a flimsy story. It's just not a heavy story. It's not story intensive. It's not flimsy. It doesn't fall apart. It actually makes sense. In fact, the one thing I liked about this film the most is the fact that you understand that villain. That guy makes sense.
Oh, no, that's a great villain. That's a great villain they got in there.
And it's one of those guys where when he's talking, you're not like, oh, this guy's insane. It's like, I don't know, guys. You kind of making a little sense here.
No, that's why in the review, if you look at it, that is said that I think that he has a great villain in there. And I think that villain is the only really concrete character they have in there, the only dimensional character. Everybody else, as Leon said, everybody else talks in these one-liners, and that's what I mean by flimsy. And
dude, it's a comic book movie, and it's a comic book.
I'm not going to use that excuse. I mean,
no, it's not an excuse.
We got a movie coming out next week, The Dark Knight.
Well, now this is something I wrote
use that
about.
excuse.
No. It's not an excuse. What I love about the Hellboy movies is that they feel like a comic book. They have the kind of fun of a comic book. They're light and airy like a good comic book is. The Dark Knight's coming out, but the thing about the last Batman movie is as much as it's Batman, as much as it gets the soul of Batman, it's not at all like the Batman in the comics. It's a very different thing, but they get the soul right. But the thing is Hollywood has tried so hard for years to make superhero films fit in the real world, as if this superhero could exist in this real world. And Guillermo del Toro is the one director that says, fuck that. I'm making a movie about the son of the devil who, works for the government in this group of creepy crawlies that go off and kill other creepy crawlies. There ain't a lick of goddamn sense to be made here.
No, it don't make any sense
So
from the
I am
beginning.
going to make this as much fun as possible, and that's what he does. These films are that kind of a comic book movie. They exist in that four-color universe that doesn't have to make any goddamn sense, which is what I love about it. Because for 2 hours, I get to sit down and be just drenched in this world, and I feel like I'm in a moving comic book.
I would say that, but again, just personally me, as like I said, a story guy and a dialogue person, no, not a cynic. If I was a cynic, I would say that, oh, well, this is a comic book movie. Of course it couldn't be good.
No,
that's being a cynic.
hold
on.
on. That's an old school cynic who doesn't like comic books.
I do love comic books. I love comic books. But I look at something like Iron Man, which in itself is a ridiculous idea, but the dialogue was at least good. I mean, in the movie, it was great. I'm saying the dialogue could have been a little bit better in Hellboy. I just don't want all my characters talking in just one-liners, and especially when I think that there should be some emotion there. I mean, you got a guy who's out there. Everybody thinks that he's this freak, and he doesn't know how to deal with everyone. And I think that, okay, if you got a character like that, I want to feel that isolation. And when he's going around popping off one-liners, yeah, it's fun to watch him explode stuff. It's fun to watch him fight stuff. It's fun to watch all these monsters. I had a fun time watching it. But do I think it was a good movie because of that? No, I really think it should have been a little more emotional. That's all.
I don't think it had to be emotional at all. That's never been Hellboy. Hellboy is not an emotional comic. It's not an emotional
And from
story.
what I understand, if you get the right people, some people have told me that Hellboy, just like this movie, Hellboy is a cool comic to look at, but it's not that good of a comic.
Well, it's not. No, there's not a lot going on. I mean, Leon said that the other day, and it never. I was never a fan of the Hellboy comic. I was, leery when I heard Guillermo was tackling Hellboy, but I was like, you know what? I've never been impressed by the comic, but you know what? I'm going to give him a shot because I love his stuff, and sure enough, I love the hell out of the film. And he departs from the comic book quite a bit. The comic book didn't have any romance at all. The whole story between Hellboy and Liz, that doesn't exist in the comic book universe. That's something Guillermo added in because he knew there had to be this kind of emotional hook for Hellboy.
See, as you're talking about that emotional hook, but it's not strong enough to carry that emotion. I don't, because I already know I'm going to get jumped on by all these people saying Hellboy was fucking great. What the fuck is wrong with you? No, I'm not a cynic. What is cynical about me? Because I disagree with you? No. How am I cynical?
What the fuck is that? Because I disagree.
I'm actually positive, and that doesn't make me a cynic. I'd see the potential in something be better. If I was cynical, I'd be very sour about it.
You're calling it stupid and saying it lacks emotion.
It was dumb.
Characters.
You even know it was dumb. You described yourself as a big.
Dumb.
You said it's a big dumb comic book movie.
No, I never said dumb. Dumb was a word you added in. I said it's a big, loud, fun comic book movie. It's not dumb. It's not retarded.
Okay, well then I will go in and say it's dumb.
Yes,
and the way you described it, you actually summed it up by saying, "What can you do with this?" Because the way you had, now speaking of cynical, you had a very cynical tone behind you because you were like, "It's a movie about the son of the devil who's running around a bunch of creepy crawlies who works for the government." You had a very cynical tone behind that. The way you described it, the tone of your voice says like dumb.
It's not cynical. I accept what it is, and I love it for what it is.
Okay, like I said, cynical would be me looking at this and be like, "Oh, this is an atrocious movie. They couldn't have done anything with." No, I'm thinking like it's a good concept and it's a good movie to watch. There could have been more there. Yeah, it's not cynical at all. So,
well, you do whatever you need to do to convince yourself otherwise.
I will. I would tell myself what I know, and not listen to you telling me what I know.
You go ahead.
And you tell yourself that that's still like this great, smart movie when you know it's not. I'm just fucking with you now because you called me cynical. You can get a taste. No, okay. So I'm looking at other stuff that's going on in headlines this week.
Not a lot.
Not a lot. I mean, if you just want to get into the typical stuff, I mean, the Brandolina, whatever twins you want to call it, Knox and Leon. And look, you got all these people out there who are talking about. There's stories they're saying the first picture of these twins will cost a fortune. I'm like, if you really do, if you give a fuck about these two kids, these two twins, then you really need to search yourself.
The thing is look, people love gossip. People love to feel connected to other people. And the thing is these celebrities, these uber celebrities, become that unwitting friend that we all know and we can all talk about and give people who don't like to think about shit something to think about and something to talk about that doesn't hurt themselves.
And and the thing is, look, I don't care. These kids could be the second Jesus. They could be the children of God. If they look like a human infant, people always want to say that infants are cute. Oh, how lovable are they? Oh, wow, that's so adorable. Infants look like shit. All right, you talk about Hellboy. They look like some shit that should be crawling around. They're like little trolls, they're all wrinkly and puffy looking. You see veins everywhere.
So you're sure you're not cynical?
No, and right here I am. When it comes to celebrities and all that kind of shit, yeah, I'm cynical here.
When it comes to babies, fuck those babies, man. Fuck those babies.
As a matter of fact, I'm not even being cynical because they grow up to be cute. But I'm just saying, when you first look at them, they're just little mushy things, man. And so if you want these pictures, my point is, if you get pictures of these two celebrity twins, they're going to look like every fucking baby out there. Is it just, you put them up against any other infant, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Wait, if you want to pay a fortune for their pictures, let them get like about 2-3 months old, even maybe a year old. Then you get some distinguishable features there. Don't get them when they look like little trolls and monsters, because that's what little infants look like. I look like that too. I'm not gonna be cynical about
You
this.
look like that now.
Shit, yeah, exactly. Shit, I just look like one growing up. Some kids grow out of it. I don't grow out of it. I look like shit today. So,
Sitting here in your culottes.
exactly. But all this shit, man. I'm just pulling myself out of this because we're
When you
gonna be
said you
hearing
were going
about
to talk
this.
about the news, I didn't even know they were born. I've taken the last 4 days off. I actually had myself a vacation.
Like I said, it's just a headline I